Imagine an empire so vast that the sun literally never set on its territories. An empire forged in fire and faith, stretching from the sun-scorched plains of Spain to the dizzying heights of the Andes, from the bustling markets of Manila to the marshlands of Flanders. This wasn't a kingdom of myth or legend. This was the Spanish Empire, a global superpower that, for centuries, dominated the world stage. Its story is a sprawling epic of fearless conquistadors, glittering treasure fleets, and a clash of civilizations that would forever reshape the globe. It's a tale of incredible wealth and unimaginable ambition, of artistic golden ages and brutal inquisitions. But like all great empires, its dazzling sun would eventually begin to dim. How did a small kingdom on the Iberian Peninsula rise to command a dominion upon which the sun never set? And what forces, both from within and without, conspired to bring this colossal power to its knees? Join us as we journey back in time to unravel the dramatic rise and fall of the Spanish Empire. It all began not with a grand battle, but with a marriage. In 1469, Isabella of Castile and Ferdinand of Aragon united their rival kingdoms, laying the foundation for a unified Spain. This power couple, known as the Catholic monarchs, had a vision. They embarked on the Reconquista, a centuries-long campaign to reclaim the Iberian Peninsula from Moorish rule. The final victory came in 1492, with the fall of Granada. This same year, a determined Italian navigator named Christopher Columbus, funded by Isabella, set sail west, convinced he could find a new route to the Indies. He didn't find Asia, but what he stumbled upon was something far more momentous: a new world. This discovery opened the floodgates. Soon, ambitious and ruthless men known as conquistadors, like Hernán Cortez and Francisco Pizarro, ventured into the unknown. Driven by a thirst for gold, glory, and God, they toppled the mighty Aztec and Inca empires with a shocking combination of advanced weaponry, devastating diseases, and cunning diplomacy. An immense river of silver and gold began to flow from the mines of Potosí and Zacatecas, across the Atlantic, and into the coffers of Spain. This unprecedented wealth funded Spain's armies, built its magnificent palaces, and turned it into the most powerful nation in Europe. But wait, that same year, an ambitious Italian navigator named Christopher Columbus, backed by Isabella, set sail west, convinced he could find a shortcut to the Indies. He didn't find Asia, but what he stumbled upon was way more groundbreaking: a new world. This discovery opened the floodgates. Soon, daring conquistadors like Hernán Cortez and Francisco Pizarro were off to explore the unknown. Fueled by a hunger for gold, glory, and God, they took down the mighty Aztec and Inca empires using a mix of advanced weaponry, deadly diseases, and clever tactics. An incredible river of silver and gold started flowing from the mines of Potosí and Zacatecas, crossing the Atlantic and filling Spain's coffers. This massive wealth helped Spain build powerful armies, stunning palaces, and become the top nation in Europe. Isn't that wild? Under the Habsburg dynasty, particularly Charles V and his son Philip II, the empire reached its zenith. Charles V ruled over an inheritance so vast, including Spain, the Americas, the Netherlands, parts of Italy, and the Holy Roman Empire, that he could famously claim his was an empire on which the sun never set. Philip II, the prudent king, consolidated this power, ruling from his massive palace monastery, El Escorial. He orchestrated a global bureaucracy, managed vast fleets, and positioned himself as the chief defender of Catholicism against the rising tide of Protestantism in Europe and the threat of the Ottoman Empire in the Mediterranean. This era wasn't just about military might. It was Spain's Siglo de Oro, or Golden Age. Artists like Velázquez and El Greco painted masterpieces that still captivate us, while writers like Cervantes, with his Don Quixote, penned one of the greatest novels ever written. Spanish culture, language, and religion spread across the globe, leaving an indelible mark that endures to this day. From the outside, the Spanish Empire seemed invincible, a monolithic titan bestriding the world. But wait, that same year, an ambitious Italian navigator named Christopher Columbus, backed by Isabella, set sail west, convinced he could find a shortcut to the Indies. He didn't find Asia, but what he stumbled upon was way more groundbreaking: a new world. This discovery opened the floodgates. Soon, daring conquistadors like Hernán Cortez and Francisco Pizarro were off to explore the unknown. Fueled by a hunger for gold, glory, and God, they took down the mighty Aztec and Inca empires using a mix of advanced weaponry, deadly diseases, and clever tactics. An incredible river of silver and gold started flowing from the mines of Potosi and Zacatecas, crossing the Atlantic and filling Spain's coffers. This massive wealth helped Spain build powerful armies, stunning palaces, and become the top nation in Europe. Isn't that wild? But this era wasn't just about military strength. It was Spain's golden age, or Siglo de Oro. Brilliant artists like Velázquez and El Greco created stunning masterpieces, while writers like Cervantes gave us Don Quixote, one of the greatest novels ever. Spanish culture, language, and religion spread worldwide, leaving a lasting impact that we still feel today. From the outside, the Spanish Empire looked unstoppable, a giant ruling the world. But cracks were beginning to appear in the gilded facade. The constant flow of American silver, while enriching the crown, ironically crippled the Spanish economy. It caused rampant inflation, making Spanish goods uncompetitive and discouraging local industry. The crown was constantly at war, fighting the Ottomans, rebellious Dutch provinces, and Protestant England. The shocking defeat of the Invincible Armada in 1588 by the English was a massive psychological blow, proving that Spain's naval dominance was not absolute. The empire was overstretched, bleeding money to maintain its vast armies and territories. Furthermore, a rigid social hierarchy and a church with immense power stifled innovation and reform. While other European nations were modernizing their economies and political systems, Spain seemed trapped by its own glorious past. The Habsburg line ended in a series of weak, inbred rulers, culminating in the childless Charles II, whose death triggered the War of the Spanish Succession. The 18th century brought a new dynasty, the Bourbons, who initiated much-needed reforms. They modernized the administration, revitalized trade, and strengthened the military. For a time, it seemed the empire might be revitalized. But the ideas of the Enlightenment, liberty, equality, and self-governance were spreading like wildfire. When Napoleon invaded Spain in the early 19th century, he created a power vacuum. Across the Atlantic, Creole elites, inspired by the American and French revolutions, seized their chance. Led by figures like Simón Bolívar and José de San Martín, a wave of independence movements swept across Latin America. One by one, from Argentina to Mexico, the colonies broke away. By 1825, all that remained of the once mighty American empire were Cuba and Puerto Rico. The final humiliating blow came in 1898. In the Spanish-American War, a rising United States swiftly defeated Spain, stripping it of its last significant overseas possessions. The sun had finally definitively set on the Spanish Empire. The legacy of the Spanish Empire is complex and controversial. It was a story of incredible achievement and brutal exploitation. It connected the world like never before, initiating the first era of true globalization, but it did so at a tremendous human cost to the indigenous peoples of the Americas. It spread a language now spoken by over 500 million people, and a faith that defines cultures across continents. The empire is gone, but its echoes resonate in the art, architecture, food, and very DNA of dozens of nations. The story of the Spanish Empire is a powerful reminder that even the mightiest of powers are subject to the tides of history, and that the sun, no matter how brightly it shines, must eventually set. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this journey through history fascinating, please hit that like button, subscribe to our channel for more epic stories, and ring the notification bell so you never miss an upload. We'll see you in the next one.